significant development. It is very important that China and the US straighten out their rank-choice relations and minimize bitterness that exists in couple of years from both sides. Especially also the US side was taking a unilateral and aggressive approach towards China during Trump's administration and also during Biden's administration. So it's a good signal that tensions are going to be minimized in 2023. Since we have an ongoing crisis in Ukraine, relations between China and the US are crucial, and it will be very important to see some positive developments. I think they're going to discuss not only Ukrainian crisis and relations between China and the US, but sensitive topics like Taiwan. This is also very important because the US doesn't recognize Taiwan as an independent state. But even though the US recognizes the policy of one China, they logistically and politically support the regime in Taiwan. So these relations should be clarified, and it will be interesting to see the outcome. Blinken-Qin Meeting will be very important, especially in a post-COVID situation. The COVID pandemic affected the whole world, and not only countries like China were badly affected by the lockdown and quarantine, but the US, Europe, Middle Eastern countries. So they have to discuss maybe measures related to post-COVID economic setting, and especially taking into account that China and the US are the two biggest economies, it will be very significant. Probably or hopefully they'll take a constructive approach and boost Chinese-US economic exchange and relations, because we witnessed some kind of economic embargo imposed by the US on Chinese products, and these unilateral measures haven't been very encouraging for the world in general and for Chinese-US relations. So hopefully they're going to boost trade exchange. The prospect should be realized on mutual respect, on the basis of non-interference in affairs of sovereign nations, non-interference into Chinese internal matters. So the US has to change its approach, because so far they took unilateral decisions and aggressive measures, including economic embargo, including the media campaign against the Chinese regime and Chinese leadership. So they have to change this approach. If they want to have a fruitful and constructive relations with People's Republic of China and vice versa, they should respect differences and focus on common interests and common goals in terms of economy, cultural exchange, cultural collaboration, etc. They shouldn't try to politically and economically isolate China.